This documentary is presented for narrative and entertainment purposes only. It reflects social observations and human experiences, not absolute truths. This is San Francisco, the birthplace of innovation, the heart of the tech world, the city where dreams are supposed to come true. Startups, millions, success stories, but just a few blocks away from billion-dollar companies. People are barely surviving, not because they didn't try, not because they didn't work hard, but because the American dream doesn't fail loudly anymore. It fails in silence. This is what it means to be broke in San Francisco, and how the dream collapses without anyone noticing. Breaking the American myth. For decades, the American dream promised something simple: work hard, and life will reward you. San Francisco became the ultimate symbol of that promise. A city where ideas turn into fortunes, where garages become global companies, where talent is supposed to rise. But what happens to those who don't make it? In San Francisco, being broke doesn't always mean being homeless. It means living on the edge constantly, people with jobs who can't afford rent, professionals sharing tiny rooms well into adulthood, workers spending most of their income just to stay in place. Here, poverty wears a cleaner face. It hides behind laptops, backpacks, and bus passes. It blends into crowds of ambition and exhaustion. You won't always see desperation on the streets, but you will feel it in the silence. In a city obsessed with success, failure becomes something you keep to yourself. Tonight, this is not a story about tech, startups, or innovation. It's about what happens when the dream keeps moving forward and leaves people behind. Before we continue, subscribe to Secret Journey for documentaries that reveal the hidden lives inside countries. And tell me, from which city and country are you watching this video? Working but still broke. San Francisco looks like a city in constant motion. People walk fast, eyes fixed on their phones, earbuds and minds already somewhere else. Cafes are crowded with laptops. Conversations revolve around projects, deadlines, launches, ideas. Productivity feels like the city's natural language. From the outside, it looks like everyone is building something. But behind this movement, there is another reality, quieter, heavier, and far less visible. In San Francisco, being broke does not mean being unemployed. IT means working constantly and still falling behind. Many people here wake up early, commute long distances, and spend their days contributing to companies, services, and systems that generate enormous wealth. They work in offices, restaurants, delivery platforms, startups, hospitals, schools. They are essential to the city's daily function. And yet, they struggle to survive. Rent absorbs most of their income. Groceries feel expensive. Transportation costs add up. Healthcare becomes a calculation instead of a guarantee. One unexpected bill can push everything out of balance. Savings disappear first, then stability, then peace of mind. People learn to live in a permanent state of financial tension. Every month becomes a countdown. Every decision is measured against rent. Social plans turn into stress. Invitations become reminders of what you can't afford. But no one talks about it openly. San Francisco celebrates success loudly. Funding rounds, promotions, acquisitions, stock options. The city is built around visible achievement. And when you don't match that image, silence feels safer than honesty. So people pretend. They say they're doing fine. They smile, they keep showing up. Many share apartments with strangers well into their 30s and 40s. Some sleep in converted living rooms behind thin curtains, without doors, without privacy. Others move constantly, chasing cheaper rent, trading comfort for proximity to opportunity. Home becomes temporary. Stability becomes theoretical. And still they stay, because San Francisco promises something powerful. That sacrifice will eventually be rewarded. That if you just endure a little longer, something will change. But for many, it never does. The city keeps producing winners, just not enough for everyone who believed in it. The cost of living inside a dream, the cost of living in San Francisco, is not just financial. IT is psychological. Living here means constantly measuring yourself against others. Success is everywhere, visible and amplified. Who raised money, who got hired, who moved up, who is building the next big thing. Momentum becomes the standard. If you're not moving forward, you feel like you're falling behind. Housing becomes the clearest symbol of this pressure. Rent prices rise faster than salaries, forcing people to compromise again and again. Smaller spaces, longer commutes, fewer comforts, less dignity. People accept conditions they would never tolerate elsewhere, convinced that proximity to opportunity justifies everything. They tell themselves it's temporary, that it's an investment, that it will pay off. Years pass. The dream stretches further away. Some people quietly leave the city, not with announcements, not with explanations. They pack up, move back with family, or relocate to cheaper places, carrying a sense of failure they don't know how to articulate. Others stay and adapt. They lower expectations. They stop imagining futures. They focus only on surviving one more month. In San Francisco, it's possible to earn more than most Americans and still feel poor. Wealth surrounds you constantly, magnifying your own limitations. Luxury apartments rise next to tents. Expensive restaurants operate steps away from people who can't afford groceries. The contrast becomes normal. At first, it shocks you. Then you stop noticing. Then you stop questioning it. The city teaches you to look past suffering, especially your own. And as the dream becomes harder to reach, people internalize blame. They assume they didn't work hard enough, didn't network enough, didn't adapt fast enough. Rarely do they question the structure itself. Failure without a witness. The American dream was once built on visibility. Success stories were loud and celebrated. Failure was temporary, something to overcome before eventual triumph. But in San Francisco, failure no longer has an audience. People don't collapse publicly. They withdraw privately. They stop answering messages. They skip social events. They disappear from circles that remind them of what they couldn't achieve. No one asks questions. Everyone is busy chasing their own survival. In a city where time equals money, attention is limited. Struggling people fade into the background unless they disrupt the system. And most don't. They don't protest. They don't demand. They simply endure. Mental health suffers quietly. Anxiety becomes constant. Sleep disappears. Burnout feels permanent. People carry fear without language for it. They blame themselves. They replay decisions. They imagine alternate timelines. They assume the dream worked for others because others deserved it more. San Francisco still sells hope, but hope here comes with conditions. If you don't succeed fast enough, the city stops waiting for you. And when that happens, there is no dramatic ending, no clear moment of collapse, just exhaustion, just silence, just a slow realization that the dream you believed in was never designed for everyone. The quiet path to homelessness. In San Francisco, homelessness rarely begins with a dramatic collapse. There is no single moment where everything falls apart. Instead, it happens quietly. It starts with being broke, but housed, then barely housed, then constantly afraid of losing that housing. Many people here are only one missed paycheck away from the street. A job ends unexpectedly, that a contract isn't renewed, and illness interrupts work. A roommate leaves. Rent doesn't pause for explanations. Eviction in San Francisco doesn't always come with shouting or confrontation. Sometimes it comes as an email. Sometimes as a notice quietly slipped under a door. Sometimes as a deadline you already know you can't meet. People delay the inevitable as long as they can. They borrow, they downsize, they sleep on couches, they rotate between friends. And then the couches run out. At this stage, many still don't identify as homeless. They tell themselves it's temporary, that they're just between places, that something will come through soon. But time moves fast in this city. Without an address, everything becomes harder. Job applications, banking, healthcare, even charging a phone becomes a problem. Small obstacles pile up until they feel insurmountable. Some people begin sleeping in their cars. At first, it feels manageable, a form of independence. But parking rules are strict. Tickets accumulate. Stress grows. Sleep becomes fragmented. Others turn to shelters, discovering that availability is limited and conditions are unpredictable. Waiting lists are long, rules are rigid, and the emotional toll is heavy. So people drift. They walk during the day. They rest briefly. They avoid drawing attention. San Francisco's homelessness crisis is visible, but only once people reach the final stage. What remains unseen is how many tried desperately to avoid it, how many worked until the very end, how many stayed silent out of shame, how many believed a dream would still save them. By the time someone becomes visibly homeless, the collapse already happened long ago. Quietly, how the American dream became unreachable. The American dream was never just about money. IT was about belief. The belief that effort would be rewarded, that persistence would pay off, that struggle was temporary. San Francisco became one of the strongest symbols of that belief, a place where innovation was supposed to equal opportunity, where talent would rise, where the future was being built. But over time, the dream changed shape. Housing turned into speculation. Opportunity became exclusive. Risk shifted from institutions to individuals. Success still exists here, but it concentrates. Those who win big. Those who don't absorb the cost. The system doesn't collapse under inequality. IT functions with it. People who struggle are told to adapt, learn more, hustle harder, move faster. The message is subtle but constant. If you're not succeeding, it's your responsibility. This belief isolates people. It prevents collective anger. IT replaces it with personal shame. Instead of asking why housing is unaffordable, people ask what they did wrong. Instead of questioning systems, they question themselves. And because many still manage to survive, barely, the crisis feels invisible. People are not starving. They are exhausted. They are not screaming. They are silent. San Francisco doesn't look like a failed city. IT looks like a successful one that quietly leaves people behind. The dream didn't disappear. IT narrowed. And those who no longer fit inside it learn to live on the margins, emotionally, financially, socially. This is how a dream fails without collapsing. The silence of the dream. San Francisco still inspires the world. Its ideas shape the future. Its influence is undeniable. But beneath that influence, there is silence. The silence of people who worked hard and still fell behind. The silence of lives lived one paycheck from collapse. The silence of dreams that didn't fail loudly, only gradually. This story is not about blaming a city. IT is about questioning a promise. Because when success becomes rare and failure becomes personal, people stop talking. They internalize loss. They disappear quietly. And perhaps that is the most unsettling part of the modern American dream. Not that it fails, but that it fails without witnesses. If this can happen here, in one of the richest, most innovative cities in the world, it can happen anywhere. The question is not whether the dream still exists. The question is, who is it still meant for?